Hey, tubers, tubettes, various crazy people. Well, I'm happy to say that I'm pulling out of a 3-day funk, if you will. Today's Sunday, and since Friday, the old dog has been sick as a dog. I've had some kind of cold or flu or low-grade fever or something, and finally, about 5 hours ago, I started to snap out of it. So, Monday, I will be able to keep my coffee date with Bud Brown. That was supposed to happen on Friday, and I had to cancel on him. So, but that's not the point of this video. Point of this video is that within the next couple of weeks or so, I plan to go to Phuket, Thailand. And the reason I'm going there is pretty much threefold. Number one, it's time for me to have a thorough medical exam. And I don't have a lot of faith in the Philippines medical system here. No disrespect to them, but I just know that having lived in Thailand before from 2009 to 2010, I am aware of their facilities there. And in my heart and mind, it's a state-of-the-art, if not better, than some of the facilities home in America. A lot of people go there to Thailand and other places for medical vacations, if you will. They have, maybe they don't have insurance, or they want to get cosmetic surgery or something that's not covered. So they will go there, and for, I don't know, maybe 30%, 40% of what it would cost in America, they can get the procedures done, either cosmetic or non-cosmetic. I know you guys are thinking right now, well, Paul, you definitely need to go there for some cosmetic work. And I got news for you, that's not off the table. I just might do that. Well, wait and see. Anyway, so I want to go there, and I want to tap around for maybe, I don't know, 10 days and do a couple of things. Number one, I want to get the medical taken care of. Number two, I want to touch base with two of my very, very, very good friends that are over there. My best friend for life, Gary, is over there right now. So I will probably do an Airbnb right there in the same building he is, or close to him. I've never done Airbnb before, so this will be an experience for me. I imagine it can't be that tough. The price to go over there is about $400 round trip. I don't know what the Airbnb will cost, but I got to figure between the Airbnb and the flight and a couple of hotel rooms that I'll get into later that I've got to book, we'll probably running around $1,000 somewhere. And then above that will be the medical checkup. Now there is this medical menu that Gary sent me that he actually went down and took advantage of. And it's to get a complete workup. And they have, it costs, I believe, anywhere between $150 and $500, depending on how intense you want it to be. So once I get there and talk to the doctors, I'll decide what level. I am going to budget for the $500 one. I don't know if I need all that much. He did the one for $175 and said that all these numbers, such as cholesterol and PSI and all the other old man stuff that you got to check into, came back, and thankfully it was all good. He was on the up and up. Blood sugar and all that kind of stuff. And so that I know I need to get done. Hell, 3 or 4 or 5 of my friends have had strokes over here. So I thought it might be time for me to get looked at before I'm number 6. And other than that, it is playing into a much bigger picture that I originally had 5 years ago when I first moved out here. My plan was not to just settle into Dumaguete or the Philippines and finish out my retirement, you know, wake up, go out, live, breathe, search, take a few little side trips, and then die. That wasn't it. I wanted to use the Philippines as a home base so that I could travel Asia and see it. So, year number 1 that I was here, I had never been to Indonesia before. My good old friend Gary was there. And so I went and visited Gary in Indonesia, in Bali. And that was year number 1. Year number 2, good old Gary, he went to Nha Trang, Vietnam, invited me to come over and hang out with him. So I did just that. And so I've been to Vietnam. And so year number 3, I was going to go back to America, see my folks, my family, my kids, etc. And you know the story, COVID hit. And so for 2.5 years, I pretty much was handcuffed. There was a point in time where I could get out of the country and go to America, but then it would have been over a year before Philippines lifted the restrictions to come back in that I could have come back, and that just didn't make any sense. So it's been damn near 6 months since I took that trip to America and came back. And one reason that I'm pressing to go is September 22nd will mark my 6 months back from the States. And if I go prior to that, I can skip doing the exit clearance that's required after you've been here 6 months. And that is just, the reason is not that expensive. It's not that, it's a hassle if you want to go to Cebu and do it. I can do it through JRC. I think it cost about 80 bucks if I wanted to get an exit clearance. But what I don't like about it is that it takes like 2 weeks to get the whole thing back. You have to book your ticket and give them a flight number and this and that and the other. And then it's just hard to plan exactly what you're going to do. You're handcuffed a little bit, or I would be handcuffed a little bit. This way, if I go up under the radar without the exit clearance, I can simply book a ticket. I think just need to show a vaccine card and my passport, and that's it. Boom. Thailand's lifted, as far as I understand, all the restrictions. And so you can go in, I can bounce in, I can see my friends, I can go get the medical exam, and I can also hook up with some very, very special Thai friends that I have when I was over there in 2009 and 2010, and I have stayed in touch with, and I am dying to see them. I'm speaking of one specific couple that were dating when I was over there. They've since gotten married and managed to produce 3 kids while I was gone. So I'm dying to get together with them and maybe do an interview or 2 with them, because they both speak excellent English. And they both are fascinating people. I don't want to give too much away here on this video about them, and I don't want to promise it because I haven't talked to them personally about it. I don't even know if they'll do it. But if they do, I can guarantee you that I'm in for a treat. This is something that I definitely want to have on my video diary, is a dialogue and a video with those 2. I'll also probably talk to those 2 knucklehead friends of mine over there, Gary and AJ. And while I'm over there, I'm exploring the idea that I originally had when I came here, and I thought I'd run it by you guys. You don't necessarily have to comment, even though I've discovered how much fun you have commenting on my willy-nilly ideas. But I have floated the idea for years about using the Philippines only as a home base. And here's my little plan. So, you know, I guess, okay, go ahead and feel free to comment. I was thinking that it would be cool if I could grab little May and zap over to Thailand and Airbnb it and live there for, say, 3 months out of the year. I have to find out, is that affordable? Can we stay that long? Visas, all these things I don't have the answers to. This is kind of my little trip that I'll take in September for a week or 10 days. I'll get the answers to all of that. And then I'll be coming back to the Philippines. So here's my overall plan. What do you think about this? This is what I wanted to do originally. Bop into Thailand. Live there for 3 months, Airbnb it, rent a scooter, rent transportation, a car, whatever. And if it's within budget, just go there and immerse myself, and this time baby May, into that culture. After 3 months, either come back to the Philippines and hang out for 3 months, or go to destination number 2. Let's call it Kuala Lumpur. Straight from Thailand to Kuala Lumpur. Go there for the proverbial 3 months. Again, I don't even know if the visas are good for that long or what. Have to research it. This is just an idea I'm floating. Don't get excited. Anyway, hang out there. Immerse myself in that culture. See what it's all about. See if I like it. And then from that point, go to someplace else I haven't been, which is, say, Cambodia. Boom, go over there. Now, nothing's saying that the 3 months is a static number. I might get there and within 2 weeks say, yeah, I don't like this at all, and bail out. I can always come back to the Philippines. In fact, I was thinking about putting the Philippines into the proverbial rotation. 3 months Philippines, 3 months this place, 3 months that place, and then maybe start reaching out to other areas as things open up and loosen up, such as areas in South America. I've heard great things about Argentina. I've heard interesting things about Ecuador. I've heard things good and bad about Nicaragua. You can't run out of countries. What it boils down for me, basically, is budget. Are these places someplace that I can afford to go to and live and rent and eat and survive on essentially the same budget that I have now? I do not have the answer to that. So what I will be doing here in the near future is I will be going back on good old YouTube, something I haven't done for 5 years, and I'm going to start watching other vloggers in other countries and trying to pick their proverbial brain long distance, just like I did prior to coming out here. I watched any video associated at all with the Philippines. Cost of living, where to live, what island is this, what island is that. And I'm really looking forward to it because even though I love it out here and I dig Dumaguete, things tend to get a little bit stale. I've got itchy feet. I want to travel. I like to see things. I'm 67 years old. How much time do I have? If I was 30 and could go out backpacking, I would. But that ain't the case, is it? So do I want to just sit here in Dumaguete and just kind of simmer where I'm really comfortable and everything's easy and I'm familiar? No, because I'm not being challenged anymore. I'm not being tested. I'm meeting a lot of great new people that are coming over here. I might go out to these countries and find out that they're not for me. The experience that I have had both times, when I went to Indonesia and when I went to Vietnam, was about 3 weeks into both trips, I found that I was really missing the Philippines. And it wasn't because we have such dynamic infrastructure and such whiz-bang internet. In fact, we just had a brownout 5 minutes ago. I missed the people. I really did miss the Filipino people. I don't think there's a friendlier group of people on the planet. Now, Thailand is known as the land of smiles, and I have to admit that people over there usually do have a great big smile plastered on their face. However, I just didn't find the depth of happiness and inner joy through the trials and tribulations of life that I have found here in the Philippines. I have found that Filipinos and Filipinas are genuinely unique from all of the places that I have visited. And I'm looking forward to going out there next month, doing a trial run, if you will. Not take May with me the first trip because I want to bust a move. I want to get in. I want to get the medical thing figured out. I want to see my friends. I need to see some other friends. And that's just a lot easier to do if I'm solo. But that doesn't mean that the following month I can't grab her and take her right back and start all over again, but do it for an extended period of time. Now, as you can imagine, there's some logistics to figure out. If I leave here for 3 months, that's going to mean no more house. I'm not on a lease anymore. We're on a month to month. We've been here for a year. I've acquired a few things. None of them are deal breakers. I've got a $200 refrigerator. I got a couch that's probably worth 80 bucks. I got a freezer that's probably worth $100, and I got 2 scooters. So the scooters, there's a new storage place out in Dowan that I've just heard about. So this week I'll be going out there and checking him out, and I'll figure out in my head, trying to do some pre-planning. Is it worth keeping the couch, the refrigerator, the freezer? I know the scooters are worth keeping, but I'll just store them. From what I understand, it's very reasonable, like 20 bucks a month or something like that. What else was I going to tell you? I forgot. Anyway, that's about it. 3 months here, 3 months there, 3 months back here, 3 months over there, and hopefully be able to do some vlogs, show you guys around some different countries, my take on it. I don't want to get it caught up in the walking down through the market vlogs. That's not my style. I don't want to go rolling down, you know, Bangla Road showing you the go-go bars and all that. That's not my style. I would much rather come at it from this type of perspective here, where I just sit down and pretty much tell you about my day and how it went. So anyway, that's it. It's Sunday. I hope everybody's doing well, and I will catch all of you in the next video.